Hello, unlimited friends. It's Zara back again with another question about the application of law of attraction to our lives. The question today is from Ronen, and Ronen is asking for more clarity on the subject of expectation and beliefs. So let me get into it. You see, most of the time when we talk about what we expect, it's as if we are talking about our desires. I expect this to happen. But if in that expectation you have two beliefs that oppose each other, then your expectation is not pure. Pure expectation means that this is a done thing, 100% what I want is going to happen. And so the important thing to understand about this is that if I bring the emotional scale into play and just consider that this is a representation of the emotional scale. When you are high up on the emotional scale, all your negative beliefs are inactive because negative beliefs reside here in the lower part of the emotional scale. All your negative beliefs are in the lower part of the emotional scale. And so if you are also in the lower part of the emotional scale, then those beliefs are active within you. And even though you want something to happen really, really badly, it cannot happen because you've got all these roadblocks along the way. There are more negative beliefs active in the lower part of the emotional scale. So even though you want something, it cannot come. As you do the work, and it's useful to get off the subject, feel better about something else, go up the emotional scale. When you're high up on the emotional scale, especially when you are at satisfaction, hope, or love or joy, when you're high up on the emotional scale, those beliefs, because they are here, they're not active. So there are no negative beliefs or less negative beliefs active higher up on the emotional scale. And therefore, just because you are high on the emotional scale, the thing that you want is going to flow into your life. You don't actually need to think about it. And you don't need to worry about any of your beliefs with respect to it because negative beliefs are not active. And if you stayed off, if you did not activate these negative beliefs, then the momentum that they have or the attractive power that they have would subside. And after a while, if you go back to that belief, you look at it and you'll say, I used to think this? How ridiculous. I'll give you an example. In my 4th grade class, we did a whole thing about superstitions. And as we studied superstitions, I acquired a few superstitions. And one of my superstitions was that if a black cat crosses my path and I go under a ladder or walk underneath a ladder, then that is bad luck. So, 4th grade, long time ago, I forgot about it. And I went about my business. And I didn't have any cats in my life at that time, and there was no construction going on in my world, so there were no ladders. One day, it's just so happened that I was walking on the street, and there was no other choice except to step out into the street. So I did end up walking under a ladder. And I chuckled because it reminded me of the superstition that I had when I was a kid. And then, because I was on that subject, a black cat came out of nowhere and crossed my path. And so I laughed. I laughed because I remembered that used to be one of my superstitions, but it didn't matter anymore because it didn't create any anxiousness inside me. And that is because I had stayed off the subject of those beliefs for such a long time that all the energy in that belief had subsided. So I was over here, the beliefs were over here, and I had not visited those beliefs for a very long time. So now they were not active inside me. And so these are the reasons why Abraham tells us that the only work we ever need to do is to use appreciation to go all the way up the emotional scale, because when we are high up on the emotional scale, even though these beliefs are there, they are in our system, they might still be active, but they cannot control what happens in our life, because they cannot be impacting us when we are over here. They only impact, these beliefs only get in our way if we too are low on the emotional scale. And if you do the work to stay high on the emotional scale for a long enough period of time, then these beliefs automatically die out because they no longer have momentum. And another very wonderful thing happens because you start living life here at the top of the emotional scale. So many good things happen in your life that you automatically find your own personalized evidence that proves to you that your old negative belief system doesn't really matter. It does not really hold any water. And so you let those beliefs drop, and then you just go about your life, and life is wonderful. So in the end, what I want to say is that our expectation is based on our beliefs. And if you say that you expect something, that's just using the words, but real expectation comes from your beliefs. And positive expectation means having more positive beliefs as opposed to negative beliefs. If you have more positive beliefs, then where are positive beliefs located? Positive beliefs are located high on the emotional scale. If you have more positive beliefs and you talk about these positive beliefs, you stay in this realm of the emotional scale, then it's a simple weight thing, right? If you put negative beliefs in a scale, one side of the scale, and positive beliefs on the other side of the scale, but you're spending more time in thinking about your positive beliefs, then these have more weight. And because they have more weight, then they are going to control your expectation, your vibration that brings things to you. These will control your expectations and therefore control your manifestation. But if your negative beliefs have more weight, then they will control your expectation and what happens next. So it's very simple. Think more positive thoughts, stay higher on the emotional scale, and all sorts of good things will end up in your life, because that is law of attraction. And it truly is how it works, because law of attraction is consistent. It will always give you consistent results. And so as Abraham says, all we have to do is to find any excuse to go up the emotional scale and stay there for as long as we can. All right, Ronen, I hope that this response helps you develop more clarity about the teachings of Abraham and law of attraction in general. Everyone else, thank you for visiting my channel. Before you leave, please leave me a comment, because your comments help my videos to rank higher. Click on that like button and please do subscribe and come back for more. Share the video with anyone you think might benefit from it. Take care, guys. And if you have a comment or a question about law of attraction, you can post it in the comments below or send it to me through my website, ZMAHOON.com. Bye for now.